Hi, welcome to Talking with Tech Tony. I'm your host, Tony Bried. And today, what we're going to do is interview a good friend of mine and colleague, Leo Luera, who is at Orange County Realtors. How you doing, Leo?
Great. Great.
So,
Thanks,
Leo.
Anthony.
So, Leo, tell us, me, the audience, a little bit about who you are. Um, yeah, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do at OC Realtors.
Well, I started in 2007 as a member services specialist. That's an individual who helps process applications and communicates to our members what tools that they need to be successful. And that's true for realtors and non-realtors, like affiliate members. Affiliate members would be like title, mortgage, photographers, printers, those who are there to be able to assist our realtor members in the time of need. And we have well over a database of 400 of those now. And with our realtor members, it's jumped up from, I think it was 9,000 members all the way up to now, I think it's 14,000 members. So we're now currently the state's largest local real estate association in California.
Awesome.
And I progressed from membership over to becoming a super key specialist because a dear friend of mine, Anthony Bried, went into training and focused more on the training and MLS aspect. So I took over the super key specialist, and then from there Anthony and myself, we started working with training, and we taught a various number of topics, including Supra, membership, as well as zip forms. And currently we do a lot of webinars only on zip forms.
Now, for those that are attending today, or those that are going to see this video or even hear the podcast, some people are going to ask, well, what is OC Realtors, or what is a local association? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because, I think there's a lot of confusion when an agent first gets their license and they're just not sure what to do. And they hear these terms like association or MLS or CRMLS or Supra. Can you, we're just going to break it down into simple terms for them. So in this case, what is Orange County Realtors? What is this association that you're talking about?
So we're independent from the Department of Real Estate. So that's the first step. A lot of real estate agents think that we are part of the Department of Real Estate, and that's not true. You see us after you get your real estate license and after you have it attached to a brokerage, or if you have a broker's license, after you have it active. So we're that entity. I mean, you can reach out to us. We have resources on our website to show you how to get a real estate license, but we're not the individual to speak to and how to get the license. We just have resources that we can point you in the right direction to get a real estate license. But once the license happens, we are the entity that provides you with the tools to be able to get access to the multiple listing service. We use CRMLS, the California Regional Multiple Listing Service, the nation's largest data sharing network that's available. And that's throughout the United States. And we also use the Super Key service. The Super Key service has been around for I think 70 years. So it's a nation actually in an international key service used in multiple countries. In this country, it's one of the two main systems. We use Supra here in San Diego. They use CenturyLock, which is another system that we don't use. But what is a local real estate association? We are the group of individuals that you see to gain access to the multiple listing service, if realtor benefits, so that we have access to these many tools that we train on, including zip forms and the realtor's property resource. We have videos for that. And then we, as a real estate association, we have to report to the state, the California Association of Realtors. And they have to report to the National Association of Realtors. So when you join as a realtor member, you're a member of all those three entities: the National Association of Realtors, the California Association of Realtors, and the local association like us, the Orange County Realtors. And there's 4 different real estate associations throughout Orange County. We just happen to be the largest one.
Gotcha. So, okay, so does that mean that a person joining Orange County Realtors has to be a realtor and join, the national, state, and local associations as well as the MLS? Or are there different degrees or levels of service, and what determines that? Seeing how you know, you're one of the many people in the membership department.
The
Is
membership
it,
type is based on who that broker, I mean, who that agent's tied to. So if
now, what
that
do you
per
mean by tied to?
who, like for example, a salesperson, in order for their license to be active in the state of California, the real estate license has to be affiliated with a broker.
And is there a particular reason why that is?
Otherwise, it's considered an inactive license, NBA, no
Okay,
broker
so they have to have
affiliation.
a responsible broker being responsible for the salesperson to make sure that they're performing and correctly, correct?
Correct. There's an individual they sign up with, and that broker person um, may be under a have a corporate license, so that way that agent's assigned to the corporate license, but ultimately it's the individual, a broker, that has to be the one responsible for that agent.
Okay,
That
because
broker can
I
also be listed as an officer as well.
gotcha. The reason why I'm asking is I take many calls, and a lot of times, especially just literally today, a fresh licensed agent, you know, uh, looking to join was very surprised that they actually had to hang their license under a brokerage, and are just kind of, well, do I need to join? Can I just practice? I got my license. Can I buy, sell, lease real estate in the California? So it's kind of one of those things that we want to let the everybody know that anybody who's licensed, who's practicing, has to, it's state law, right? Or is it?
If for them to use their license to practice real estate, the salesperson has to be affiliated with a brokerage
Okay. So
or a
basically
broker.
the state dictates that, right? The laws dictate that.
Also, yes, and also a broker has to have an active license in order to practice real estate in California if they want to use their broker's license. And their license would show up as NBA also, but it'd be no business address, no main business address. So they have to update their license. It's a very quick process for them to do, but it has to be active in order for them to practice real estate in California. Unfortunately, we have individuals with our association that has to go through report and notify agents and brokers that they have to fix this. Otherwise, the realtor benefits and MLS access will be suspended because they have an inactive license. They're not authorized to practice real estate in California.
Gotcha. And then you were saying in the different levels. So a salesperson hangs their license under a broker. Their broker belongs to the association. So so does that mean that every broker, every real estate agent is a realtor?
No, we can back up. So a licensee, the salesperson, has to have their real estate license tied to a broker. The broker can decide, depending on the type of business, whether they want to be affiliated with a local real estate association like ours. And if they choose to do so, then they can be able to have access to, at the very minimum, MLS access. So if the broker is an MLS only member, then the agents underneath that person would be also MLS only salesperson, but at their discretion. There's no requirement for the salespeople and broker associates to be MLS users. It's entirely up to them.
Okay.
For a realtor membership, it's a little bit different. For a realtor membership, so if the broker joins as a realtor and it's an independent broker or a realtor, then their licensees can be either classified into mortgage loan originators, referral agents, meaning an individual who just does referrals. They don't do anything else. They don't pay any dues whatsoever, just like a mortgage loan originator. Or they can become an active realtor with us or anybody, whatever association that the brokerage is tied to. Or the broker will be charged a non-member assessment fee. And this non-member assessment fee is to be compliant with the National Association of Realtors and the California Association of Realtors, because they have to have active licensees underneath them, then the broker can pay for them not to be a realtor. But ultimately, the cost for the broker to pay for it, most agents would have to join based on that cost.
Gotcha. So
So it's
then,
really ultimately the broker's responsibility to determine what type of membership, if any, that the salesperson or the broker associate will have with the local real estate association.
okay. So then the basic, or one of the many other questions that I constantly get asked is, can I be a realtor under a MLS only broker, or can I be an MLS only agent under a realtor broker?
The person cannot be a realtor under an MLS only broker because they have to be, the broker has to be responsible for that agent.
Okay.
On the flip side, if a broker who is a realtor, we call it a designated realtor, if they wanted one of their licensees to be an MLS only agent and they wanted to pay for that non-member assessment fee, then that's okay with us as long as the broker pays a non-member assessment fee, and that agent would also have to pay for their own MLS account.
So,
And there's a few
but
of
no
those,
matter
not a
what,
lot.
the agent is still considered a realtor though, right?
The salesperson is considered an MLS only salesperson because they're only paying MLS dues, not realtor dues. The
So it
broker is
is
paying,
possible for an agent. So you're saying that it is today possible for a realtor office to have MLS only agents in them?
if the broker of record, who is a designated realtor, that's what we call them, if the broker of record is okay paying for that agent not to be an active realtor,
Okay.
and that agent would have to pay for their own MLS dues.
Okay. Did
There's
not
not a
know
lot.
that.
There's not a lot of them because most brokers would say
I
the
I
cost
was
of,
under the impression that the agents have to reflect who their broker is. So if the broker is a realtor, then they have to be a realtor. If they're an MLS only broker, then they can only be MLS only. So, it's very interesting to hear that that's changed now that, in this time frame. Now, I know one question that probably people are thinking about right now, what is a realtor? So what's the difference between a realtor and an MLS only person? Like,
the
what is the
realtor.
big, like, what are three fundamental things that make a realtor a realtor? I think we've already established that, they're paying national, state, local fees on top of the MLS fees.
Yes.
Excuse me. So what are two other things that make a realtor versus an MLS only?
So they're part of, well, they pay into the trademark of being a realtor, and it's the United States largest trade organization, realtor membership. So that's one thing. So when a real estate professional uses the word realtor, that means they paid the extra amount and get the extra protection and extra tools that offered to realtor members. The realtor members also live by a golden rule, and they also have to do ethics every 3 years, which is different than the
So what
state
is the
because the
golden
state does it
rule?
every 4 years.
So what's this golden rule? I've never heard of that one.
Well, it's, forgive me for my paraphrasing, I'm trying to remember it offhand, but it's I'm learning from way back when. Do unto others as you want done unto you.
Okay. So
I
it's
hope
about
that's,
the best practices possible. Now,
yes.
what's the code of ethics?
The code
And
of
aren't all
ethics,
agents aren't all licensees supposed to be ethical?
the world is supposed to be ethical,
Okay. So, but then
and
what's
and
the
everyone in
standard
it
that
as well.
realtors are being held to then?
So just to verify that every realtor member is doing the code of ethics um, and living by the golden rule. Every realtor nationwide has to do the code of ethics every 3 years. In certain states, doing the test is at different intervals. In the state of California, we do it every 4 years. And in part of that 4-year renewal, we have the code of ethics incorporated in it. So that's different. The state renewal is different than the National Association Realtor requirement, which has to be done every 3 years.
Okay.
It started off every 2 years, but then it was changed every 3 years to make it easier for everyone nationwide to be able to abide by.
Okay.
So
So
it
then,
has to be done because it's just making sure that the NAR is just making sure that you're aware of the code of ethics that everyone has to abide by the same.
no, what are these code of ethics that agents hold them these realtor agents hold themselves to a standard to? What does I mean, are there like 1,000 different, rules? Are there one different, is it 10 rules? Is it pertaining to just, how they conduct business or how they treat each other? Or, I mean, like, can you elaborate a little bit more on what these ethics are
Well, I can tell
and
you
why
that
why an agent wants to be a realtor held to those standards?
the great thing about doing business in California is that we have one of the strictest code of ethics along with New York. So in the state of California, when we do our code of ethics every 4 years for renewing a real estate license, we can use that code of ethics for the license renewal if it's within the same year or two of the NAR code of ethics requirement. You can use it to take care of that NAR requirement. So let me restate that. So if I'm redoing my license renewal now, renewing my real estate license, that code of ethics portion test, I can use that certificate number and have it accommodate or take care of that requirement for NAR, which has to be done every 3 years if I haven't done it yet. So that's one of the nice things. So the code of ethics for a real estate professional in California will be the same as an NAR requirement. Because like I said, we have one of the toughest rules out there nationwide.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's bring it back to the association a little bit. So, I would assume that Orange County is not the only association in California, correct?
Correct. There are, wow, I don't even know the number, but there are hundreds of them throughout the state. Just in Orange County alone, there's 4. Us, Laguna Board of Realtors, Newport Beach Association, and Pacific West Association.
So, so honestly, why would a agent or a licensee or a broker even want to join Orange County Realtors? If there are 4, 5, 10, 100, what makes Orange County a board that they would want to choose over any of the others? Is there something specific that Orange County does for its membership?
It really comes to, I believe, services. With our association, we have 2 offices in Orange County, and that's the most out of any of the associations. We are also the state's largest. We have influence with our local community members. The one that thought comes to mind is the city of Huntington Beach wanted to charge a permit to real estate professionals who wanted to practice real estate business in Huntington Beach, whether it was just trying to do an offer on a property in Huntington Beach, but your home base is in Santa Clarita or Westminster. The city of Huntington Beach wanted to have a special permit. That's an additional fee to do business in Huntington Beach, which would help out the city of Huntington Beach budget. However, that would be an economic impact on every real estate professional that would help out their clients in Huntington Beach, whether they're representing a seller, leasee, or a buyer. Because of that, our member base was able to mobilize with our association and talk to the local officials and defeat that process. So that did not go forward, thankfully, and saved a lot of money for our real estate professionals. And that's just one example of many things that our association has done to help our community. Not just financial, we've done other things. We reached out to our community members and our members back in 2007, 8, 9, when I first started, helping those who are going through short sales and foreclosures. We were opening up on Saturdays and a few Sundays, I remember, educating members to teach homeowners not to go into foreclosure. So once again, it came out to be what services we provide to our members, how much we want to reach out to take care of our members. We have another example. We have over 400 webinars that we teach throughout the year. And this is to educate our members whether what the market is now or how to use a certain tool like ZipForms, Supra, or any of the other forms that any other tools that we use, RELA, for example. So those are examples that we teach, and we want to make sure our members are educated about those tools. So that way, when they do that one-on-one interaction with their client, they can go in with full confidence that they're familiar with the tools and they know how to do just do the great presentation that they should each and every single time.
Okay. And then are there any benefits of belonging to Orange County Realtors? I'm sure that all associations do, but are there any really cool benefits that you guys offer at Orange County Realtors?
Other than something using tools like the OC Fast Stats, which gets you market data within Orange County and Long Beach, and networking with the other agents throughout Orange County. There's 6 marketing meetings that we endorse throughout Orange County. That's a great way to interact with our base as well as our affiliate members. We also have, just recently, we just had a e-waste and paper shredding event. And that allowed our members and members in our community come on over and shred their documents for free. So if you have documents from 1990, bring it on over. And people did, boxes full, and were able to shred it. So that was able to accommodate that. We also created networks with our global communities and still maintain them. And some of our members were able to travel to learn more about how to do global business. And on another local level, if you don't want to do that, we have just discounts for third-party groups. We have travel and home travel. Let me see. The Home and Garden Show. That's what it is. Home and Garden Show tickets available to our realtor members right now. They're running out fast, but we have those available to our members who can use those and hand them out to clients if they wanted to, as a great way to interact with potential clients or current clients. And we have other things that we provide to our members, so that way it gets the conversation started with members of our community.
Cool. And then you said you had statistical tools. Are there any other tech tools that agents like to use? I mean, or any other technology benefits that agents can have access to with the membership?
There are a lot of tools. One of them is OC Tech Helpline. So if they have a problem with just their computer, they're having a problem with the browser, they're having a problem with their phone, it's not hardware related that they'll be able to help you, or maybe they could be able to determine it's a hardware issue. But normally it's a software issue, and tech can be able to guide you through the process to help determine what the problem is, and more than often than not, they could be able to figure out what the problem is and help you get back online.
So are you saying you guys have like a tech staff on hand to be able to sit down with members and go over their technical needs?
Well, the OC Tech Helpline is located in Florida, so they're able to take calls and be able to do this. We don't have staff members who will go into your computer and clean out your cookies and get rid of your malware. We don't do that at the board. But the OC Tech Helpline can be able to assist you answering some of the questions that you may have regarding your computer or mobile device, I should say.
Awesome. And do they do fixes as well? Like maybe, if because I've had to do this a couple of times with my Microsoft computer, but I end up talking to somebody overseas, but they usually only limit me to like 5 or 10 minutes to hopefully try to fix the problem. And then they send me to their store or whatever. Is that something that OC Tech Helpline does, or kind of what is it that they, specifically can do for the member?
The OC Tech Helpline, they don't have a location that you can go to. So it's just strictly helping out over the phone and talking you through it to try to find out what the problem is and try to resolve it.
So they'll be on, there is no time limit on with them. They'll
I've been
they'll be on the phone with you until it's resolved, right?
one way or another, yes.
That's
If
pretty
it's
good. And it's
unless
free.
it's a free service that's paid to free to our realtor members. So yes,
So they have to be a member of Orange County to take advantage of that benefit. Cool.
correct.
Now you mentioned something about REALA. What's REALA?
That is best taught by Anthony. And he has, I mean, honestly, you teach a number of different courses along with a lot of other tools to help agents understand how to use REALA. I'm not the right person to tell you what REALA does. I have seen images from his presentation and it looks simple. I mean, I can probably pull up my 9-year-old and he could probably be able to figure it out himself just watching the video. But it's a tool that I don't use on a regular basis, so I'm not the right person to tell you how to use it. And I don't want to start pretending that I know how to use REALA and some of the other tools that are out there that
Well,
he knows how to do it.
our REALA is Orange County Realtors' member benefit that allows an agent who's a member of Orange County to be able to develop or create property websites for their listings. Now, when you think of a property website, a lot of people go, oh, wow, I got to know code. I need to know all these things. Honestly, REALA takes all that out of the equation. They'll actually have templates for you to choose from on how you want the property website to look. You can upload photos and videos and all this stuff, and it gives you a free URL and host for that property website. So literally you can create a property website in less than 5 minutes by just doing the bare minimum. Now, if you put in all the extra effort of like 3D tours and multiple videos and things like that, take advantage of it. And I know also you can create flyers, postcards, booklets, everything about that property to help promote it. And it's a really cool tool because anybody going to the website or getting a Facebook targeted ad from the website, those leads come directly to the agents. So that tool alone offered to Orange County Realtors is just phenomenal. Now, I know that tool is also available to other agents outside of Orange County, but then there's a cost involved in that. So the benefit of being an Orange County agent is that you can create up to 3 property websites or have up to 3 property websites active at no extra charge. So quite an advantage in today's market or even tomorrow's market. All right, Leo, now that I've bragged about about one of our benefits a little bit.
Well, there's another benefit, for example, Rent Spree. I just had a phone call this morning about it. Rent Spree will help do background checks on potential clients who want to move into a property that's offered by the California Association of Realtors. We have information on our website at ocrealtors.org under resources, and you'll find that information there. So you can go through the whole list of tools that are available to our realtor members. The great majority of them are just free with realtor membership, but you can do add-ons if you wanted to, depending on your business.
Gotcha. So it sounds like realtors actually get extra benefits on top of being, holding themselves accountable to a code of ethics standard, no matter where they go. But here specifically at Orange County, they actually get some pretty good benefits included in that membership fee, from what I'm hearing.
That's correct. I mean, another tool that comes to mind is the Realtors Property Resource. We call it RPR, where you can be able to search for properties nationwide, where it pulls in at the very least, tax information. But locally, because of our MLS service that data shares with it, it pulls in tax information, loan information, school information, comps, estimated values of the property. You can, if you have a listing, you can even share it with other agents, whoever's using RPR as well. RPR, Realtors Property Resource.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So you mentioned earlier that you were also the super specialist. What's Supra?
I am super wonderful. That's what it means. No, stop it. Okay, so the Supra Key Specialist, the Supra Key Service is currently a mobile application that will communicate from your cell phone or tablet, compatible tablet, to a lockbox. I don't have one here. I apologize. I don't have one here, but they will talk to each other via Bluetooth, and you have to be right in front of it because there's a range of 30 feet. The paperwork says 10 feet, but I've tested it. It's about 30 feet. So you have to be right in front of the lockbox to be able to communicate it, and you have to have an active account, which we will set up for our Realtor members and MLS users, as long as they're not assistants. And that will allow you access to get the key out of the lockbox, unlock the door, and then be able to get into the property. The great thing about the Supra system is that it keeps track of what times you go in, if you use a lockbox, and if you use the same key service on the way out, then it tracks what time you left. So that way it helps the listing agent get an idea of how long you've been in that property, and they can communicate that out to their client that, oh yes, Anthony was the agent that went into your property at 2:49 p.m. and he just left. So you can go back home now. So that's one of the great things about Supra. And there's a lot more tools that they offer for the Supra Key specialist, for the Supra Key service. As a specialist, I just happen to know this stuff, and I help communicate that out to my coworkers and our members to make it easier for them not to worry about Supra, just worry about taking care of your clients.
So if you said a couple of things that kind of keyed off here, keyed off. So a member gets the key, he becomes inactive. Does the key service still work if I'm an inactive agent? So say like I join for a month, get the key service, and then the next month I make myself inactive. Does that mean I can still get access to the properties?
The key service only works if you have an active MLS account tied to it. So once the active MLS tied to it is suspended, turned off, terminated, whatever, the key service will be disabled. However, that agent is still be responsible for paying on that Supra Key service. So it's the responsibility of turning off that key service will be the agent. We won't know from that agent to turn off the key service until we're notified via email, or they can contact Supra directly to make that happen. But we can definitely get an email from the agent and we'll shut it off. It's not a hard process.
Now, the lock boxes, do they come with the key service, or is that a separate purchase? Do they own it? Do they lease it with the key that's on your phone, or the application that's on your phone?
So the lock boxes are sold to our agents, sold to those who are members with us. The lock boxes have an 8-year battery on it, so they should last for 8 years. The failure rate is very minimal. So we do sell them quite often, and we see very few problems with the lock boxes. It's amazing because we were told that's an 8-year battery, but I still have lock boxes that are still on the field that we handed out to our agents in 2013. So it's
Wow, so
pretty
almost 10
amazing.
years. That's pretty awesome.
So
Now,
it's a straight purchase from
now
us.
you mentioned something about a Sentry lock. What is Sentry lock? Is that the same kind of thing as Supra?
The idea behind it is very similar, but it's different. Different coding, different mobile application, not compatible with the Supra Key service. Only works in certain areas.
So a
And
different company.
different company, and how do you know which areas they are? It's determined by the local real estate association or the MLS service. Their board of directors determine what kind of key service that they're to use for the agents in that area. So ours, throughout most of Southern California, with exception of San Diego County, we use Supra. San Diego County some time ago decided to switch from Supra to SentryLock. Create a ruckus, but it's their decision by their board of directors to use SentryLock, and they've been using it ever since.
Now, I know one question is I'm sure you probably hear all the time. I'm a licensed agent. I belong to your MLS system. I have the Supra Key. Can I go and seeing how I can buy, sell, lease properties anywhere up and down California? Can my key work in any lockbox that's Supra anywhere in California?
The answer is no.
Really?
Pretty
Why not?
simple. Because the key service, well, first of all, you have to make sure that does the key service work in an area that data shares with our MLS. Perfect example, currently Big Bear Association Realtors, located locally, an hour and a half away. They are their own separate MLS. They don't data share with anyone. Also, their key service, which is Supra, is only compatible with their own agents and no one else. So our agents won't have access to their lockboxes, and our agents won't have access to their data unless our agents were to join them. So that's a perfect example. That's replicated throughout the state of California. Now, for those, now that's locally. Now, out north of the Ventura County Coastal Association Realtors, and they do data share with CRMLS. But north of that, our keys don't work automatically, even though it may be a CRMLS association or they're an association that does data share with CRMLS. You have to contact that association that governs that area or MLS service and speak to them to see if they are able to co-op, reciprocate your key to work in that area. But that's at their discretion. Some do it for free, some do it for a fee, and they require paperwork. It's entirely up to them. We can't control that. All we can control is what keys that we can issue out to our members and let them know that their key service can work in all of Orange County, most of LA, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura County.
Gotcha. And where would an agent find that kind of information?
You will find the area of data sharing within CRMLS's help section. And you can see within, when you look at their maps, you can see that the bottom half of that map of Southern California is us, except for San Diego County. So don't go to San Diego County with our key service. It's not going to work. We're trying to work on we do have some information on our website at ocrealtors.org. Under the drop-down menu of member services, you'll see Supra. We are revising it to be able to make it a little bit easier for our agents to find out that information easier, but it's not there yet. We're working on it.
You're working on it. Cool. Cool. All right. So how doesn't let's see, what else?
Well, let me
Wow,
back up. Let me back up one thing that we did touch on. Like, for example, we asked about RELA and why
Right.
I'm not the perfect person. You can ask Anthony a lot of things about zip forms, RELA, and all the good stuff. But if there's a question, for example, about Super key service reciprocating with the Silicon Valley Association of Realtors, he's going to point that phone call to me. And that's the great thing. All of us have different expertise with our board. So if we don't know the answer, we're going to point you in the right direction of the person that will know, either within our own organization or outside of organization, that's going to help you.
Awesome. Now I do see here that you are also a Zip Forms certified trainer. So does that mean that you also train on Zip Forms as well? And how long have you been doing that?
I forget how many years. The pandemic has thrown off my calendar of how long I've been doing it. I've been doing it for some years. Some people have been doing it longer than me. But I do train on zip forms. I've done some one-on-ones with agents who've come into the office. It works great right now because I just hook up their computer via HDMI and they have a classroom to themselves and I'm walking through them and I'm not right on them talking to them about zip forms because I know a lot of us are still concerned about COVID-19. But currently the great majority of the agents who I'm working with are being taught via webinars, and a lot of agents will have questions throughout the webinar, which is great because that adds to the experience. And it also helps myself and Anthony change our presentation to make it a little bit make it a little bit understandable. So if we've overlooked something in one class, we'll make sure we cover in the next class.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, Zip Forms, some agents are going to ask, well, what's that? What can you elaborate on what is Zip Forms?
Simply, it's a nationwide service, but in the state of California, it's a nationwide service to get documents and disclosures. In the state of California, for our realtor members, and this is only available to realtor members within the state of California who paid to the California Association of Realtors, through us or a local, other local association. It's the online contracts and disclosures, and they have access through car.org. And they have to use their CAR credentials to gain access to those contracts and disclosures. There's well over, forgive me, Anthony, I think it's over 300 forms that are available for agents to use in any given situation. And there's also a library of sample letters that have been created by the California Association Paralegal Department to handle certain situations like abandoned property, fence repair, and requesting to get it fixed. There's also other libraries. There's one library from us because we have an Orange County disclosure form with our own library. So there's a number of different libraries to help you with different scenarios.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And so a realtor agent accessing their CAR member benefit would be able to write up contracts electronically. I would assume, they can email them and print them, and of course digitally sign them, because that seems like to be a popular thing today.
Especially during the pandemic, yes, electronic signature really became very popular during the pandemic, rightfully so. And there are still individuals that are still required to be printed out because there's some clients that don't have access to a computer or email, which is fine. You still take care of your clients, whatever need they have. But the great majority of the agents and other individuals that are related to using digital signing services were loving using zip forms throughout the entire period.
Awesome.
During the pandemic.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to ask a nice blunt question here. If I was a newly licensed real estate agent, and I called and you picked up, and I asked you, what are the big three things I need to do as a real estate agent in order for me to join Orange County Realtors? Or after I join, what are the big three things? Actually, let's do that first one first. Question
Okay.
number one, what are the big three things I need to do as a new licensee in order to join?
Sign up with the brokerage that's active with the real estate association. That'd be my recommendation. It's not a necessity, but if you want access to the multiple listing service and the realtor benefits, you want to make sure you talk to a broker
So that's
that's
number one.
active with the real estate association.
What's number two?
Number two, in my mind, I want to say this. I'll say it. Read everything. We often sometimes say that some people will overlook things, but you have to be detail oriented in this industry. If it's a new industry for you, you have to be really detail oriented. Whether it's a contract, whether it's an application or a transfer form or any document, you really have to make sure that you're detail oriented.
No, when you say read everything, is that before I join the board?
Just
Or
have that
is
as
it
part of your persona.
okay? So that's something that you might want to do after you join, though, right?
Before, after, during, because
Okay.
when you sign up with the brokerage, you got to sign and read the information. Anything you agree to, that's a signature. You're making yourself legally obligated to abide by something. You agree to the terms on something. So you have to be now in the process of just legally reading everything as though you can get fined for it.
Okay.
So if you have that mentality, you'll be fine, because you're going to make sure that you're going to take care of your client because you made sure that you read everything.
Okay.
You'll have
And
that
then
part of your personality.
cool. And then what's number three?
Besides being nice to Anthony,
No, this is before they join any association. So the number three thing that they should be doing in order to, before they join an association. So you've got them joining finding a broker. You've got them making sure that they read through any and all paperwork to sign up with a brokerage, maybe starting to learn some contracts or seeing what that brokerage does offer. What's number three?
I think number three, before you sign up with any real estate association or sign up with a broker, another part of something you should know is to expect the unexpected with every client. 3 years ago, we had no idea about a pandemic. Pandemics were something in fictional movies, science books. It was nothing that we really faced. Um, Before the pandemic, you had scenarios where you had to jump through hoops to take care of your clients. Sometimes you're given deadlines by us at the association to complete something like your ethics, your code of
Mhm.
ethics, or something that may be required by your brokerage to do something by a certain time frame, but always expect the unexpected and try to have a positive outlook about that. Um, it's tough to do sometimes, but expecting the unexpected won't make you upset or scared about the unexpected because it's just always going to happen.
Okay.
So that way, when you become a real estate licensed professional working with the board, like our board, then you'll have many tools at your disposal that will take care of those unexpected situations.
Okay. And then I personally probably would advise an agent to call around to different associations, especially if you ask your broker what association they belong to, and they happen to say, "Oh, I belong to Orange County, Pacific West, Laguna Beach, Tri Counties." I personally would probably tell a brand new licensee, call around to the different associations to not only find out cost, but what they offer and what they get for those memberships, because each association is unique in what they do offer to their membership. So, do some research in that. Yes, I can agree. Prepare yourself to always be surprised. How to handle unique situations; those are always good. Um, but when you're thinking about joining an association, I think you definitely also want to do some research about the broker responsible for you, and of course the association that you want to get your benefits from. So ask about those types of things for sure. So Leah, I'm going to ask also because you give training. It sounds like you do with membership. You've dealt with realtors and non-realtors at the association for a number of years. I think, what is it now? Close to 15 years.
Yes.
What would be three major things that an agent should start to learn after they join the board? Like, with everything that they now have to take on, right? What would be three things that you would probably have them focus on in their education?
The three big things that I would have them focus on would be CRMLS, how to do the searches, how to create CMAs if need be. Actually, no, how to do CMAs. Learn MLS. Spend some quality time on learning just MLS. Luckily, CRMLS has a YouTube channel called CRMLS TV. Take some time learning it. We have a lot of information on our website too at ocrealtors.org that's devoted to MLS. Invest a lot of time in that. We have also under our video library, under education through our video library, we have just a huge tile on just MLS. I would say spend some quality time on that. So do that first. And then the next big step would be understanding your California Association Realtor benefits, including the most importantly, zip forms. Because once you find the property, then what do? You need the contracts and disclosures to be able to do something with it, sell it, buy it, lease it, whatever. So you have to understand that portion of it. You're going to notice that also on YouTube. CRMLS has their own YouTube channel. They have zip tips. We have Anthony, who has also videos for assisting you with CAR disclosures and contracts, just how to use the software, not to how to fill it out. We want to make sure that we say that because we're not professionally trained to give legal advice, but just taught to be able to teach you how to use the software. Also on our website, under the video library, once again, under education, you're going to find another section on zip forms. So that way you can learn how to use zip forms. Spend some quality time watching those videos because we both teach you how to create a transaction and then email it to yourself over and over again. So that way you can be able to see both sides, whether it's yourself as an agent or the client side, because you want to make sure that both sides understand, that you understand both sides. So that way, when a question is asked of you, you can be able to walk through your client through the process. So those are the two big ones. And then the other one would be, it's kind of a tie. But I would say that learn our website, what tools we offer to you, you can reach out to us on a regular basis. That would be one. We have a number of different tools on there, especially on our resources, whether it's the tools that you need on a regular basis, discount to events or discounts to taking care of your business. So that way you're saving more money so that we can spend it more in marketing if you need to. But tied with that is also the marketing meetings that we offer. The 6 marketing meetings are a great way to interact with other agents and affiliate members, because honestly, when you do a transaction, you're working between yourself and another human being. If you get to know that other human being outside of just that one transaction, a name on a computer screen, then that's going to make it a lot easier doing that transaction and make it easier for your client as well. And then also working with those affiliate members, you know them personally because you've saw them and met them and talked to them, maybe had breakfast with them at the marketing meeting. So you know how ethical that individual is, you know how that trustworthy that individual is. So that way you can refer business to them and vice versa. So
Very
that's what I
cool.
recommend.
Nice. Nice. So we're going to learn the MLS. We're going to learn zip forms to put together transactions. And of course, we're going to learn the local association. In this case, what's the association website?
ocrealtors.org.
And that's
ocrealtors, plural.org.
cool. And then you're going to learn what benefits you're going to have. So that's pretty awesome. Um, thank you. Leo, I want to thank you for today. I know that you have a really busy day, and thank you very much for taking out your time to answer some questions about Orange County Realtors, maybe answer some popular questions that new licensees might be having, whether it's locally here in California or even abroad, because we are broadcasting via Facebook Live, YouTube, things like that, that anybody who's a new licensee may want to ask their local association about in order to help better guide them to join and become successful members or successful real estate businesses in a way.
Yes.
So I want to thank you again. Is if somebody locally just gets licensed and they need to call the board, what's the association's phone number and
They
their
can reach
website?
they can reach us at our phone number of 949 area code 586-6800. Once again, it's 949 area code 586-6800. Our website's ocrealtors.org, ocrealtors.org. If you want us to send us an email, you can send it to membership@ocrealtors.org as well. And we also have a chat feature on our website as well during our business hours, Monday through Friday.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you, man. This was really fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully I didn't ask too many hard questions. So, but if somebody were to ask for you, are you available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, or when do you work?
Not
If you work.
24/7, no. I have a wife and kids, so no, and grandkids, no. Typically work Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. And if Monday through Friday, excluding major holidays and other holidays. If I'm not able to take the call or answer the email immediately, it's okay. I will get back to you usually within the next business day.
Oh, and one thing I did forget to ask, are you the only person in membership?
No, thankfully. No, we
So,
have
so
other.
basically you have a whole staff, there at Orange County Realtors, you do have an entire staff of people.
Yeah, so the great thing about our board is that we're able to take care of our members through 2 different locations. Half the staff work from home and the other staff are working at the offices at both locations. So we're able to respond quickly to phone calls as well as emails. So if sometimes I respond to those emails, membership@ocrealtors.org, or sometimes it's one of my coworkers, or sometimes it's even Anthony responding to one of those emails, because we know how important your business is and how important it is that you need a response ASAP.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to sit with me and, just talk about, the board in general, talk about what agents should prep themselves for, what the different types of memberships are. I know we didn't overly elaborate, well, what's an affiliate member too much. I think you kind of explained that in the beginning, that they were services like lenders or title or a cleaning service or a photography service that a member of the association can take advantage of, and meaning that they can give them a call and employ their services, not take advantage. so
No.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's good. I know a lot of people are probably always asking questions now. You know, and you said how many people or how many members does Orange County have?
We have over 14,000 Realtor members, and I believe we have about 400 affiliate members. You could find the directory of our membership under our member directory on our website on the homepage, ocrealtors.org. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see member directory, and you can choose between Realtor members or affiliate members. When you choose affiliates, you can choose a specialty like photography or science, whatever you're looking for.
Awesome. And of course, do I need to be a member in order to get to Orange County Realtors' website, or can anyone go to our website to look at information?
That's the great thing. Anybody can be able to access our website. Anybody can see our Realtor membership. It's going to have the Realtor's name, phone number, email address, and what real estate office they're tied to. And same thing's true with affiliate members: name, phone number, and what company they're tied to. It's whatever information they provided to us, and it's going to be found under the member directory.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great day. Thank you again for taking time out of your busy day. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and audience, I will see you all in the next couple of weeks. I hope you all have a great, wonderful time. And we will talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Talk to you later.